Ayan na, kamusta kayo dyan mga kameta? Merry Christmas! I hope everyone had across different time zones. Of course, medyo na-cover na natin lahat ng time zones because thank God, no, yung mga followers natin come from all across the world, from the Americas to Caribbean, from Europe all the way to North Africa and beyond. So nakikita natin yan sa mga analytics, yung mga followers natin, mga kameta natin come from all across the world. So by this time, everyone has had their Christmas celebrations. And I hope everyone, in one way or another, was able to mark the birth of Jesus Christ, in the best way possible. To use that as an opportunity for some respite, for some reflection. Of course, alam ko naman not everyone ay nagkaroon ng oportunidad para mag-spend ng kanilang Christmas with their family and loved ones. So I hope, of course, we always also show compassion and solidarity, of course, dun sa mga ibang mga kasama natin, mga kaibigan natin that for some reason, they may be alone, or for some reason hindi nila makasama yung kanilang mga pamilya at loved ones dahil sa trabaho, dahil sa mga circumstances, foreseen circumstances. So yun lang, kaya ako ingat din ako when whenever I'm in this Merry Christmas mode, we have to make sure na hindi natin makalimutan marami sa ating mga kababayan at ating mga fellows, no, na who are not necessarily in that 100% festive mode. Of course, some people are also going still through a period of grieving. So again, nakikiramay po tayo sa pamilya ng yung minamahal nating kaibigan, of course, si Jano Gibbs, as his family goes through this difficult moment of grief and self-reflection. So at least I'm glad to see my very good friend and colleagues, Signal TV TV5, Jano Gibbs. He's posting, he's engaging people, he's showing strength of character. So that's very encouraging. And yeah, again, my deepest prayers and sharing of that pain and grief with our friends there. Obviously, of course, alam niyo naman mga kameta, I'm someone who cares deeply about what not only happens in our country or dun sa ating immediate surroundings. I'm also constantly keeping in touch with developments all across the world. Of course, last year, with the invasion of Ukraine and, thousands of Ukrainians killed, including many children, that had a very huge impact on me. But of course, that happened earlier in the year. This year naman, yung kasalukuyan na conflict na nangyari sa gitnang silangan, and of course, all of these deaths. I mean, we're talking about more than what? By some estimate, more than 10,000 children killed, no? Of course, it's sometimes it's hard to be in the full festive mode when you're thinking on the other side of the world, their children dying, their family grieving, and you wonder if it's even appropriate, for you to be in this festive mode. So, for me, Christmas is of course always an opportunity to get in touch with our humanity, get in touch with our spirituality, get in touch with ourselves and our family and loved ones, and figuring out what are the things you stand for, no? Ano yung mga prinsipyo mo sa buhay, ano yung mga conviction mo sa buhay, saan tayo nagkakulang, saan tayo pwede mag-improve, at mag-catch up time. Kasi, of course, alam natin mga kameta, alam niyo naman, lifestyle natin, go, 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 go. So, minsan or at least as much as possible, ang ginagawa natin dito is, we try to slow down time during the holidays so that you can get in touch with the raw texture of reality, no? Kasi minsan ang bilis ng panahon pag distracted ka sa lahat ng mga bagay-bagay, whether ito yung trabaho, whether ito yung shopping, self-indulgence, kalokohan, bardagulan. But once you put all of those things away, time slows down, and this gives an opportunity for some self-reflection. I was also hoping, mga kameta, na itong mga last few days of the year I will also be an opportunity for me to do something a little bit different than usual. Of course, when I say usual, politica, social analysis, partagulan. So I'm hoping to work on some of the videos I have from travels, some of the videos I made lectures, kind of more spiritual, intellectual, philosophical kind of lectures. kailangan pa i-edit yung mga yan. And not in the sense of content, but in the sense that, to make it palatable to the people, including shorts and all of that. But, luckily, mga kameta, we're also gonna have the opportunity to interview one of the leading, creative minds in the country, definitely in the country, but and arguably in the world. So makasama natin si Director Jokno later on. Mga kameta, we hope to be able to interview him on his latest movie, Gomburza. So I really suggest everyone to check out that movie. Unfortunately, where I'm currently located, parang hindi ata showing dito. Otherwise, I would have tried my best to put aside time for that. Thank you so much again to the team of Director Jokno for the kind invitation to join yung premiere ng Gomburza just before Christmas. But actually, kung alam nyo, I mean, nakikita nyo, di ba? Nung time na may RCM, GMRC, TMRC tayo, medyo I was already unwell. You could see my tonsils were already, my tonsils were already inflated. My voice was not at best. And actually, after nung collabs na yan, I really enjoyed the discussion about Bitcoin, about entrepreneurship, about, the highlights of the year. Obviously, para sa akin, isa sa mga highlights of the year is having former Senator Laila de Lima joining her family, celebrating Christmas. No, I mean, after that, I was more or less down for a few hours. Fever came, and thank God I was good enough to be able to drive back to hometown and bring family and loved ones here. But it also slowed things down because it made me realize hindi pwedeng go lang, diba? At usually towards the end of the year ay napakahirap because ang trabaho namin, especially mga journalist, academic, of course as an academic, ang dami kong mga kailangan yung mga administrative, diba? Yung mga classes, yung mga oras, ganun. So I had to do all of that. As a journalist naman, I had to do all of these year-enders and other things to look forward to. Sabay, of course, ginawa natin itong mga collaborations because I'm not sure if I could, keep hold of yung mga kasama natin vloggers, no? Who have been joining us in different kind of platforms. Now, the thing is, we're hoping later on makausap natin so yun na guys, please stay tuned siguro around 5 p.m. God willing. I hope the internet connection is not too bad. Actually, I want to join you guys earlier, but the internet is just so bad. I don't know what's going on. Is it the weather? Is it the logistics, etc.? And not only here, but actually across town. So anyway, I hope we can take care of the basics later on, and we can have a proper conversation about Gomburza. The Padre Burgos, Padre Gomez, all of them. I hope we can have a discussion about Philippine history. We can have a discussion about Philippine cinema. We can have a discussion about how where should the country go. We can have a discussion about intellectual conversation about ano yung kalagayan ng ating bansa. So I think Jokno, whose father of course is Chel Jokno, he's a perfect person to talk to. So thank you very much. So by the way, again, so you can say I'm still not 100%. So by the way, I 100% encourage you guys to go and watch Gomburza. This is the kind of movie that we really need. These are the kind of movies we really need. My good friend and former colleague, si Atom Oralio, apparently napaiyak siya dun sa isang scene. Obviously, you can imagine which scene is this. Of course, it's a tragic, heroic story. I'm seeing a lot of very, very positive feedbacks from very respectable people. I think Sister Ricky Lee, of course, si Atom. So a lot of artistic, very high caliber minds across the country, patriots, no, yung mga nagmamahal sa ating bayan. I've already expressed their immense appreciation dito sa movie na yun. So please, if you got time, go and check it out. Definitely worth the time. As I said, yung isa sa problema natin sa Pilipinas is that nahihirapan tayo mag-appreciate ng ating kasalukuyan at nahihirapan tayo mag-isip ng anong mga pinakamagandang mga scenarios para sa ating bansa at anong mga realistic expectations para sa ating bansa, anong mga problema na kailangan natin ayusin, anong mga problema na pwede natin ayusin, anong mga dapat maging diskarte. Hindi mo magagawa lahat ng mga yan if hindi mo naintindihan yung ating kasaysayan. Ang problema kasi sa atin is pagdating sa ating kasaysayan, it's just a matter of pro forma, okay? Basic education, memorize mo, sinong Gomburza, anong taon, anong nangyayari. Pero ang hindi natin na-appreciate is yung circumstances, the context. At hindi lang yung historical context in the sense of anong taon nito, sino nandyan, sinong wala dyan. Also the psychological context, the emotional context, the intellectual context. That's very important. Ano yung mga intellectual trends? Ano yung mga developments sa global economy? Yan ang mga developments sa politika, sa imperial competition, contributed to the rise of progressive, very, very ambitious people like Padre Burgos. And also, ano yung naging impact ito? Intellectually, especially of course, dun sa kapatid, and ultimately of course, kay Rizal mismo. Diba? So it's almost impossible to understand yung mga ating mga ilustrados. It's almost impossible to understand si Jose Rizal. It's almost impossible to understand yung ating revolusyon pag di mo naintindihan yung nangyari kila Gomburza. Now, of course, I love to have this conversation more later on because yung mga Gomburza naman also didn't come out of nowhere. No, before them, already by the 1820s and 1930s, meron na mga push for a more liberal, progressive, republican form of governance in the Philippines. No, so ito yung mga chain of events na dapat maintindihan natin bago natin pag-usapan si General Luna at bago natin pag-usapan yung mga yung mga mali, yung mga kapalpakan at saka yung mga historical junctures, no, that shape contemporary Philippines. So tuwang-tuwa ako na yung mga napakagaling na ating mga directors, the finest minds in the country, are dedicating their energy, their finite resources, their talents to come up with something as special as this. So mukhang ang ganda daw yung cinematography. I look forward to also look at the historical context of it. Of course, the acting part, wala akong duda, napakagaling ng mga actors na kinuha ni Director Jokno. And of course, I look forward to also understand yung kanyang thought process, ang kanyang mga interpretation dun sa mga reactions sa kanyang pelikula. At of course, para sa akin, sana ito ay simula pa lang ng isang genre, no? Of course, dahil dun sa General Luna, mukhang nagiging cool na itong mga historical movies, no? Or biopics, no? So sana we'll have more of this. Because talaga kailangan natin ng masinsinan ng pagsusuri, no? Dun sa ating kasaysayan. At saka, kailangan natin na we need emotional connection eh. Yun ang medyo kulang eh. Parang alam lang natin itong mga pangalan na ito, pero wala tayong emotional connection. At mahalaga talaga yung emotional connection yan. You cannot understand many of the countries of the world. You cannot understand many of the actions of many countries in the world. Whether it's China, whether it's US, whether it's Israel, whether it's, Germany. If hindi natin naintindihan how they relate to their own history. So a lot of countries in the world, their success today, the way they push forward their foreign policy is very much shaped by their historical discourse, right? So sa China, it's a 100-year simulation, right? Sa America, it's yung kanilang revolution against Britain, right? And their emergence as a world power after Second World War. With Israel, of course, it's the Holocaust, and then with Palestine, it's a Nakba. With Germans, it's the horrible, legacy of Nazi Germany. So I can go on and on and on. At sa akin palagay, pagdating sa Pilipinas, medyo kulang tayo pagdating sa connection, emotional and psychological connection dun sa ating kasaysayan. Kasi yun ang mahalaga eh. Paano tayo maging Pilipino kung hindi natin naintindihan galing yung konsepto ng, pagiging Pilipino? Because, Filipinoness didn't fall from the sky, right? Filipino was initially a term for Spanish-blooded people born in the Philippines. So how did that evolve to become to include Gomburza, and from there how did it go to to include Rizal? And then now meron tayong very simplistic idea na pag Filipino ito dapat moreno, Malayan race. No, that's not how it, from its very inception, yung pagiging Filipino was always cosmopolitan. As I said, it started first with mga Espanyol na pinaanak sa Pilipinas. The technical term for that is Creoles, right? But over time, nag-expand itong definition ng pagiging Filipino. Padre Burgos, he was half Spanish. His father was a Spanish Guardia Civil. And I think his mom, if I'm not mistaken, was part Ilocana and also from Cordilleras, right? So you can see, yung mga ating mga founding fathers, founding mothers, a lot of them were Creoles or were mixed-blooded, etc. So this idea of yung pagiging Pilipino ay pagiging Malayan race or Moreno strictly, I don't think I don't think that that's, it gives justice, no, dun sa lahat ng mga iba't ibang klase ng mga Filipino na nag-contribute to the emergence of the Filipino nation, the first modern nation state in our region in the world. We were the first revolutionary in this part of the world. So let's not forget that. Now, just because we were great in the 19th century compared to our neighbors doesn't mean we just should just, rest on our laurels. No, it's about learning the lessons, learning from our mistakes in the past, and then moving from that accordingly. In fact, before the end of the year, I have to do a book review. So I'm looking at three different books. One is, of course, some people need killing by Patricia Evangelista. It was a very difficult read. I had to go through it, so I already filed one review for Lowy Institute in Australia. I'm looking at another review, but I'm also looking at two other very important books, scholarly books. No, one is The Drama of Dictatorship by Joseph Scales. Right, this is about the Marcos dictatorship, and this is about the role of the political left in the Philippines, and according at least to the author, the betrayals of the political left in the Philippines and their failures and shortcomings. And then the other one, of course, is a fantastic book by John Seidel, Professor Seidel from London School of Economics. Ito naman, kinukumpara niya yung tatlong revolution. Revolution sa Pilipinas, revolution sa Indonesia, at revolution sa Vietnam. At in-explain niya bakit yung revolution sa Vietnam ang pinaka-successful, bakit yung revolution sa Pilipinas na pinaka-maaga at pinaka-promising ay ultimately not so successful. Timing is important, circumstance very important. And the Indonesian one was a mixed bag, if you can put it that way. So lahat yan na yan, lahat ng mga libro na yan na in-review po natin so I hope to file it before the end of the year. So these are the kind of conversations we're talking about, mga kameta. All right, so I thank you so much for everyone who has, shown enough patience to go through long conversations we have here. And that's it. I mean, kung gusto mo talagang, magkakaroon ng critical thinking at gusto mo magkaroon ng malalim na pag-intindi, no, dun sa mga komplikadong mga bagay at saka mga issues. You're not gonna get that in a 1-minute short or 2-minute shorts. I'm gonna do more of the shorts, no, but eventually you want to sit down and properly listen to people and have that kind of conversation. And one of the things I'm really proud of throughout the past year is that itong oportunidad na makausap yung mga leading minds in the country and beyond. And God willing, inshallah, no, looking forward to more opportunities, no, to talk to leading creative minds, hindi lang political thinkers, hindi lang social thinkers, but artists, no, among others, because dyan galing ang Pilipinas, no? This sacrifices and this mind blend and this solidarity among a very diverse group of people: painters, doctors, professionals, lawyers, activists, ordinary people, right? Women and men, especially, many women who contributed immensely to the success of the Filipino Revolution in the late 19th century. So marami tayong pag-usapan. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. So stay tuned, no? And yes, must watch, go and watch Gomburza, and please send us your questions, what questions you have for Director Jokno, and send us also your take on his movie, and san kayo nagalingan, san kayo sa tingin nyo medyo may kapos. I don't think there'll be really much. And ano pang mga gusto niyo mga projects, no? Because hopefully this is just the beginning of more historically oriented biopics and conversations, critical conversation, high quality conversation, hindi lang yung mga quiz week type of conversation. All right? Thank you very much. God bless, and talk to you soon. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas.